The first full weekend of college football is in the books, and the Heisman race is already heating up. Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa rolled Duke on Saturday, going 26-31 for 336 yards and 4 TDs. Former Bama QB Jalen Hurts didn't disappoint in his Sooner debut last night. Hurts went 20 for 23 for 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, and ran for another 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is only the second time in the last 15 years that a player has passed for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and rushed for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in a single game. Jalen Hurts' dad was also interviewed during the game and said Jalen has been waiting for this opportunity. Take a listen.
We're just happy for him. He's waited a long time. It's kind of like, he's back where he was and where he, you could say belongs. And so I'm happy for him and the team, most important.
Well, Shannon, I'll start with you. What shot do you give Hurts to win Oklahoma's 3rd straight Heisman?
Well, he has a shot. He plays at a big program. They're on television. He's going to put up extremely big numbers, which always helps, especially if you're playing at a big Power 5 school. But I believe it's still Tua's Heisman to lose. If you look at Tua, what he did, and what's going to hurt him is what hurt him last year. He didn't play a single snap in the 4th quarter. Up until the SEC championship game, Tua Tagovailoa, Skip, threw 3 passes in the 4th quarter, the entire regular season. Let that sink in. The starting quarterback on a team threw a grand total of 3 passes in the 4th quarter. Had he played, what would his numbers been? Now, what's going to also hurt Jalen Hurts is, why is he at Oklahoma to begin with? The guy that's at Oklahoma, the guys at Alabama right now beat him out for the job.
Gotta keep that in mind.
It was his inability to throw the football consistently and accurately down the football field. Now, in the Big 12, they don't play defense. Now, he's going to be able to, guys are going to be running last night. Did he throw any pass that was contested? Absolutely not. Guys running scot-free.
There's several he threw that were contested.
Stop playing, Skip Bayless. You watched the game.
I watched it very closely.
I know you did watch it very closely. And so, when I look at it, and don't count Trevor Lawrence, but just for this conversation, we're going to stick to Tua and Hurts. Skip, Hurts will have big numbers because he can run the football. I mean, they had a play last night, Skip, he tucked the ball, and he looked like he was going to run it, and he was about to turn the corner. The next thing you know, he pulls up and he throws the ball down the field. He has that ability, Skip. But at some point in time, these receivers, hopefully, but probably not in the Big 12, they'll play a little tighter coverage, and he'll have to throw the ball. He'll have to throw receivers open, or what they say, throw the ball in the keyhole. A very tightly contested receiver, and he must put the ball in position so he can catch it. So he has a chance to win. But if you watch Tua and what he's able to do, Skip, there's no question about it. The better of the 2 quarterbacks is Tua.
Really?
And there's a reason why he's at Oklahoma now. Because if he was better than Tua, he would still be the starting quarterback.
What's the reason that the 4th quarter of the SEC championship game was played by Jalen Hurts?
He got hurt. Tua got hurt.
Really? It just looked like he was coming apart to me.
Oh, so he didn't get hurt. So he didn't have let me ask you a question. Did he have surgery the week after the SEC championship game?
Who looked like the best quarterback in that game to you?
What about the year before in the national championship game?
Well, yeah, we could debate that.
We can't debate. What can we debate?
Well, Nick Saban made a tough call at halftime. He replaced a guy who had done nothing but win for him, right?
And guess what, Skip? He was playing terrible. You know that, and I know that.
Well, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks play terrible for a half, and then in the second half, they just take the game over.
But we haven't seen him do that.
Somebody has that stuck in his soul that he's at Oklahoma to get even with Nick Saban. That's what happened last night, Shannon Sharp. So, let's go back to Jenny's question. I have been sitting here since last January telling you that Jalen Hurts for the Oklahoma Sooners is going to win the Heisman Trophy for Lincoln Riley for the 3rd straight year. An Oklahoma quarterback is going to win the Heisman. Because what happens when you take a Jalen Hurts, who I believe is a very underrated runner, because I didn't get to see that at Alabama.
No, yes, you did. You saw that.
By the way, we didn't hear this quote from his father. He said, Lincoln Riley, in that same interview we just heard, Lincoln Riley has unleashed my son. Woohoo!
Those are big words.
Has he?
I noticed
Unleashed
that,
my
yeah.
son. That means that Alabama did not utilize my son correctly. They did not unleash him. I believe to this day he's an underrated thrower of the football, and that's given the fact that you and others we've had on the show have completely dismissed him as he cannot throw. I saw a kid last night who throws it plenty well enough to win a Heisman Trophy, because that was a display. That was a tour de force.
Skip, I didn't say he couldn't throw. I said he doesn't throw the ball consistently and accurately well enough.
Right, so I'm going to reiterate this. I told you that Lincoln Riley is a wizard coaching offense, calling plays, and teaching quarterbacks, because he took an undersized overachiever who had lost his job at Texas Tech. That guy's name was Baker Mayfield. Remember that?
I do.
And he helped turn him into a Heisman Trophy winner.
He did.
Then he took a tiny little baseball player who had failed as a football player. He had failed as a football player at Texas A&M. Do you remember this?
I do.
He just flamed out at Texas A&M.
Damn, Kevin Sumlin, what happened?
I don't know. That's a very good question. And he helped turn Kyler Murray into a Heisman Trophy winner.
He did.
So what did I see last night, speaking of not playing in the fourth quarter? Do you realize that, wait a second, Jalen Hurts through only 3 quarters had nearly 500 total yards? He barely played in the fourth quarter. He put up small numbers.
Why would Skip? The game was already out of hand. Why would he even play?
Well, he played a couple of series.
He played all but 2 series in the fourth quarter.
He didn't complete another pass. So he also did not complete a pass in the fourth quarter. Like you say, Tua only completed 3. Well, he's off to the races here because he completed none.
No, Skip. Let this sink in. I'm talking about over the course of 12, 13 games.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
He only threw 3 passes in the fourth quarter.
Fortunately or unfortunately, my defense, and I am an Oklahoma Sooner fan, but my defense is a little bit better than last year, but not much.
Yeah, I was
not
wondering
much.
what you thought about that.
Not a whole lot, but a little bit better.
Some moments.
And we got a new coordinator named Grinch, and he's Alex Grinch, and he's got him playing a little faster.
Well, they better be playing on Christmas. They better be playing on Christmas with a name like Grinch, because I didn't see anything that was stingy last night. They gave up what, 24 points? That's a bad team, Skip Bayless.
This team will be playing in January, because this is a playoff team that I saw.
And the same fate will befall them, Skip Bayless.
Well, we'll
Skip,
see about
but
that.
let me tell you what he's really up against. The reason why, one of the main reasons, the biggest reason I believe Kyler Murray won, is because you said that Baker Mayfield set all these records. Kyler Murray trumped it. So in order for Jalen Hurts to do that, he's going to have to trump it.
Do you realize last night's total yardage was beyond anything Kyler did all last year, his Heisman year?
Yeah.
Kyler didn't do that. One time last year. His total yards were 478. That was his max.
And Baker had the record with 508 in 2015.
And for an opener. That's for an opener. I'm talking about Kyler from wall to wall.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Jalen Hurts is going to have the same problem that every other running back came through after Terrell Davis. It's the system. Because you get Mike Anderson, you get Clinton Portis, you get all these other guys, Skip, doing the exact same thing. So is it the running back or is it the system? Because everybody that plays in these systems, Skip, puts up huge numbers, but it goes unnoticed. Look at the guys at Texas Tech. Look at the guys at Kentucky that played under Hal Mumme and Mike Leach. This air raid system. Guys at Washington State. All these guys put up tremendous numbers, but you get a little added boost if you put up numbers at OU. Because you look at the guys at Texas Tech, Skip, from the Kingsbury to the Graham Harrells to the Pat Mahomes, and you look at the guys at Washington State, and you look at the guys at Kentucky that put up these, Skip, Jerry Lorenz, when he retired, left UK, rest his soul, he was like 3rd in passing in SEC history. He's still top 10, and he last played in 2003. What quarterback you know at 350 pounds can gonna have a record like that in passing? So it just goes to show you what they do. They spread the field. Look, your offense is your offense, and guys do a great job. But
who was the best running back on the field last night for the Oklahoma Sooners? And they got a bunch of good ones. They got
Jalen Hurts.
It was Jalen Hurts.
But Skip, they led the nation. I think they led the nation or were top in yards per carry last year. So it wasn't like they were a fluke running the football to begin with. They still have a very good offensive line. So with that being said, Skip, look.
Listen, Trey Sermon is really good, and Kennedy Brooks is really good, but that was the best running back on the field last night. And Lincoln Riley said, I'm going to change my system because I'm going to exploit that kid. I'm going to overutilize him as a running back. My only fear is I'm not sure he can take the pounding because he took some shots last night running the football for first downs. By the way, he went 6 of 7 on 3rd down plays, and 3 of those 6 went for touchdowns. So he's just You want to talk about clutch all night long?
Skip, you saw guys running scot-free.
Okay,
the touchdown, he stepped up and he's scot-free. The guy he hits 14. I don't remember his name, on a shallow cross.
Rambo.
And Rambo. And he was running like Rambo, destroying stuff.
Charleston Rambo.
Yeah, that's a nice name, Charleston Rambo. The dude catch a shallow cross, which is a 2 to 3 yard route, dragging across the middle.
Yeah.
He catches that, turns up, and he hits his head on the goalpost, and nobody touches him until he gets to the 2, and they trip him up, and he falls.
Hit him in the hands. Right on the run.
Skip, it's 2 yards.
Yep. It wasn't 2 yards. It was about 10 yards.
No, it wasn't. Skip, it was a shallow cross. It was not 10 yards.
And how about the throw to C.D. Lamb that made it 21-0? Because he's about to, you brought up this play, but C.D. Lamb's he's a big-time receiver. He's going to be top 15, maybe top 10.
What was this, Skip?
Okay.
What was the corner?
Okay.
Thank you.
Here is the point. Everybody said, Jalen Hurts doesn't have an arm. He can't throw a deep ball. He throws it off his front foot, and it looked like Kyler Murray's throw to Rambo against Alabama in the semifinal last year. Remember the flick of the wrist throw that John Gruden put up on tape for his Raiders before? We saw it on Hard Knocks. Said, boy, not many can do this.
I just want to know what
that was a little flick of the wrist for 45 yards and hit him dead. Do you realize how hard that throw is to make on the money? Because you look up and you see he is wide open. Do you realize how many of those get underthrown or overthrown or left or right?
Even if he's underthrown, it's going to be a touchdown. Skip, every quarterback in college could have made that throw that Jalen Hurts made.
Right on the button where CD had to turn and catch it here.
I just want to know.
Woo!
Did you see what Tua did on Saturday?
Woo! I did. I saw those first 3 series when he looked pretty horrible.
You see what you do, Skip?
Jalen did not look horrible because the first series it goes boom, 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 touchdown.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, okay, we're going to see
Duke. Duke.
Houston.
Houston is better than Duke.
No, they're not.
Hey, Houston is picked to be a contender for their conference title.
Okay,
Duke.
They're going in the right direction.
Let's see what Tua looks like this week against New Mexico at home.
We'll see State.
Yeah, New Mexico State.
How about South Dakota comes to Norman?
Really? That's what y'all doing, Skip?
Well, really? Is that what y'all doing too?
Hold on. Hold on. Is New Mexico State, is that a D1?
They just lost 58-7 to Washington State. So I'm afraid that might not be a big challenge.
So I got another point to make back to you because you've been throwing this in my face for about 6 months.
What?
Didn't Oklahoma have the top-rated offensive line in college football?
Yes.
Yeah, they did. And they lost 4 starters. So they have 4 new kids in the